Greetings, everyone. I'm Tom.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And welcome to our program. This is English Digest, and it's our TOEIC unit for the month of November. And today we've got a conversation between Tiffany and Cedric, and they're talking about doing some online shopping. Of course, during November, lots of people buy things, especially if you're in Western countries, because they're preparing for the Christmas season.
Right. We're going to be talking about some of these days that are very popular with shoppers. I don't like these particular days myself unless I'm shopping online because there are too many people and it's hard sometimes to even get through those crowds. So we're going to dive in and talk about some of these phrases and words we often use when we're shopping. Whether you're in a brick and mortar store, that's what we call those real stores these days, brick and mortar. Mortar's kind of like cement that kind of, keeps those bricks together forever. But nowadays, it's so convenient to shop online. A lot of people just do that. Let's look at the title first. This is kind of a fun title. If you score big, it means something really great happened. We often use score as just a slang word. If somebody maybe did a really good job on a test and they could say, oh, score, or somebody got a date with a really hot guy or beautiful girl, their friends would say, ooh, you scored big. So you did something, you successfully achieved something. Here we're talking about getting some good buys when you're shopping.
Looking for good bargains for Black Friday, of course. We have the Thanksgiving holiday late in November, which is on Thursday. And then Friday, pretty much everyone goes shopping because they want to get their Christmas shopping done as soon as possible. And of course, there are some good prices on Black Friday. So let's talk about this essay after we listen to this conversation between Tiffany and Cedric. Here they go.
Hey, Cedric. Did you know Singles' Day is fast approaching? I was contemplating acquiring some new sneakers on Shopee.
I'm thinking of buying the limited edition of Air Force Ones, but I find the prices on Shopee too high.
Really? I thought there would be enormous discounts for Singles' Day.
Well, the sellers are importing from overseas, so they have to make a profit, right?
But I do need new sneakers. Are there other alternatives we can consider?
You know, many international websites offer massive discounts around November, like the Black Friday sales. We could try buying the shoes directly from foreign websites. I found the same shoes on So Cheap Shopping at only 70% of the original price, and they even come with free shipping.
So Cheap Shopping? I've never heard of it. Are you sure this is a good option? I feel we should opt for well-known platforms like Amazon, where we're less likely to get fake goods, and the return or exchange process is more secure.
But are the prices as low? And what about the shipping fees?
We can create a small purchasing group. Amazon sells everything after all. If we put in a larger order, we could potentially reach the free shipping threshold and also benefit from more discounts.
Brilliant idea! Let's reach out to our friends and see who else is interested.
Perfect! I can't wait to grab the best bargains this Singles' Day and Black Friday. Okay, guys, so let's take a look here. We've got Tiffany, who's the girl, and Cedric, the guy, and they're having a conversation about shopping. So Tiffany says, hey, Cedric, did you know Singles' Day is fast approaching? Of course, for, marketers and those who are selling products, they always want to have some special day in the calendar year that gives them an excuse to promote their products. So Singles' Day would be a good day for shoppers. I guess flowers are something that's bought a lot on this day, or chocolates, or something that, is representative of being single, or maybe you are not single anymore and you want to celebrate. Singles' Day just means people who aren't currently married. You could be dating, and not, to the marriage point. But you could just be single and not be dating anybody. So if something's fast approaching, it's just around the corner, it's coming around soon. She wants to talk to her friend about this. She said, I was contemplating. Contemplate is a verb which means you're thinking deeply about something, doing some serious thinking. And she has been contemplating acquiring some new sneakers on Shopee. If you acquire something, you get it. You access it. You don't necessarily have to buy it, but you could. Or maybe it's given to you, but you're going to acquire something by getting something that's now in your possession. She wants some new sneakers. I call them tennis shoes, although you don't necessarily have to play tennis to wear them. A lot of people call them sneakers. And Shopee is an app that most of you are aware of because we have Shopee here in Taiwan, and it's very popular to do some shopping on Shopee, the app.
And those stores are everywhere. And, of course, some people might actually buy sports shoes or sneakers or tennis shoes or whatever on Shopee. I don't do that myself because I want to make sure they fit. So I go down to the shoe stores, mostly in Gongguan because they have all sorts of shoe stores there.
Try them on.
Or in the Wanyandalo, they also have some shoe stores there where you can try them on and make sure they fit. But if you know your size by what brand, of course, you can probably get some good deals by ordering online. And again, Tiffany wants to get some new sneakers. And Cedric says, well, I'm thinking of buying the limited edition of Air Force Ones, but I find the prices on Shopee too high. So, of course, lots of people out there are buying these trendy shoes. I'm not really into that so much. I always buy the same brand every time. The Keen hiking shoe. Oh, not Keen. It's Merrell or Morel or however you pronounce it.
Oh, Merrell. Those are good. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much have been wearing the same brand for the last 10, 20 years or so. And in this particular case, though, she wants to buy, or he wants to buy, a pair of limited edition Air Force Ones. That is a common kind of a trendy shoe. It's not going to be cheap. I think it's Nike's answer to Air Jordans. Or Air Jordans? Are they Nike too?
Air Jordan's Nike too, yeah.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. But yeah, in any case, those kinds of shoes are quite trendy. And of course, if you're shopping for them, you want to find a good bargain.
You sure do. A good bargain just means you found something where the price is lower than you expected. It could either be on sale or maybe you just found a store that's selling things at a lower price. That would be great. So he's thinking of buying something that's called a limited edition. If a product is described as being a limited edition, they're only making a certain amount. So once they sell those out, there's no second edition. They're not being made anymore. So you kind of feel like you're cool if you have a limited edition of something because not everybody will be able to buy them. So these are pretty popular shoes. We've got a lot of trendy shoes these days where either a celebrity like a big famous athlete endorses them or says, I support these. These are the shoes I wear. If you find those, they're usually more expensive than just your average sneakers, of course. So Tiffany says, wow, the prices on Shopee are too high, really? She's surprised. She said, I thought there would be enormous discounts for Singles' Day or, special prices for certain holidays or, whatever a day they've come up with, Earth Day, Singles' Day, Mother's Day. Those are all days on the calendar where you might find better prices.
Indeed, and for Singles' Day, of course, they might be selling shoes more cheaply to singles because I guess they're more inclined to buy sports shoes than married people. If you get married, of course, you're going to have kids and you're going to be busy with that. You won't have time to play games. So yes, indeed, they might want to appeal to single people to buy these shoes, and Tiffany thinks there should be big discounts for Singles' Day. But here Cedric says, well, the sellers are importing from overseas, so they have to make a profit, right? So again, these are limited edition Air Force Ones, which have to come from overseas. And if they're imported from overseas, that means they're coming from another country. And there's going to be a duty on those items. They're going to be more expensive. And of course, the companies want to make a profit. They want to make some money from selling those shoes.
Sure. But Tiffany said, but I do need new sneakers. She's not trying to just buy sneakers that are beautiful or of a limited edition. She actually needs new shoes. So sometimes if you really do need new shoes, you'll just pay the price that you need to. She asks a question. She says, are there other alternatives we can consider? If you look at alternatives of something, you're looking at other choices, different options. Option's a good word there you can use as well. So, are there any other alternatives we can consider instead of just shopping on Shopee? She's asking if there are other places where they can shop online. Cedric says, many international websites offer massive discounts around November, like the Black Friday sales. So if you're looking at international websites, they're websites that aren't located or sponsored here in Taiwan. You're looking at websites in Europe or Australia or even America. I often will go to those websites, but they don't always ship overseas. That's the problem. If you describe something as being massive, just remember it means really big. So it could be a massive amount. It could be a massive quantity, so you have a lot of that thing you're talking about. Here we're talking about discounts on prices, discounts on products that you want to buy. So say the regular price is 1,000 NT dollars. If you describe something as having a massive discount, it would probably be at least 70% off and maybe even 50% off. That would be a great discount.
Right, and of course, these should be special deals for Black Friday, which again occurs in November. Originally, they were talking about Singles Day, which I believe is here in Taiwan on November 11th. I'm not sure if that means something in Chinese, but in any case, you can buy gifts for that particular holiday, or you can wait and get some massive discounts on Black Friday. Yes, Cedric says lots of international websites will give you huge, massive, colossal, large discounts in November, like the Black Friday sales, and we could try buying the shoes directly from foreign websites. That's a good idea. That's a good strategy there. Maybe you can get some good deals on buying the shoes from foreign websites. And he goes on to say, I found the same shoes on So Cheap Shopping at only 70% of the original price, and they even come with free shipping. We should let you know that this So Cheap Shopping does not exist. This platform does not really exist. We just made this up for our article today. But theoretically, this website offers 30% discounts on these shoes. That would be 70% of the original price.
I was just looking at this Singles Day in Taiwan. The Chinese have internet slang. So if you see the number 1, it resembles just a bare stick, not a tree with branches.
Okay.
Tree with branches would be a family. So anyway, that's kind of cute. We don't have Singles Day, I don't think, in America, but that's you always want to look for a special holiday for the best prices, of course. So Cedric found the same shoes on this So Cheap Shopping website, which is fake. We made this up. At only 70% of the original price, which is good, and they even come with free shipping. Free shipping is really a good deal if you're looking at a website that's overseas, because it costs quite a bit to ship these days. Tiffany goes, So Cheap Shopping. If you do that, if you just say it again and make it a question, you're just not familiar with it. You're asking about that particular thing. So Cheap Shopping? I've never heard of it. Are you sure this is a good option? Again, option here just means, is it a good thing to do? Is it a good choice? Do we really want to use a website that she's never heard of? She thinks or she feels. You can say, I feel we should, or you could say, I feel like we should. Those are both great. We should opt or choose more well-known platforms. Opt, you have to use the preposition opt for something, or you can opt out of something, say I don't want to participate. But here you could also say I feel we should choose more well-known platforms. So if you use choose, you don't need the preposition. Platforms are big social media platforms like Amazon, and Shopee is also a social media platform. And she gives reasons why. Why are those more comforting to her, Tom? Why does she feel like they can trust them more?
Well, it's because you're more likely to get real goods, genuine goods. You're less likely to get fake goods, and the return or exchange process is more secure. So, of course, Amazon has been around for a long time, and there are some other platforms online that have been around for a long time. So, you can trust them more or less, not always, not 100% of the time. But
you want to look at reviews, too.
Yeah, exactly. And, of course, Amazon sometimes is just an agent for other sellers.
Yeah, I've had fake goods before, Tom, from Amazon.
So it can happen, indeed, but it's less likely to happen if you buy through Amazon. You're less likely to get fake goods. And again, if you don't like them, if they're too small or too big, or if you need to return them or exchange them for whatever reason, the process is more secure. In other words, it's easier to do, and you'll probably get a new product if you exchange them.
You can't wait too long, though, guys. I've had experience with this. It usually takes so long to ship over here now because, it's just harder for transportation in general these days. By the time it gets here, you have a very small window. We call it a window of time that you can return the goods. So be careful with that. But yeah, you're less likely because you can read reviews from lots of real people who post their experience working with a particular vendor on Amazon. Remember, Amazon doesn't make anything. They don't make these things. They don't sell them. They just provide a platform for other people. They could be companies or private people to sell their goods and services. So make sure you look at the reviews. Cedric says, here, he says, but are the prices as low on Amazon? And what about the shipping fees? These are really important things to consider. Tiffany thinks they could create, or they should create, a small purchasing group. Bring all your friends together. If you buy in bulk or quantity, usually you can get a better price. Amazon sells everything, she says. Well, they used to. Nowadays, it's like currently unavailable. I was just telling Tom, they're out of everything now. If we put in a larger order, we could potentially, or maybe, reach the free shipping threshold and also benefit from more discounts. Potentially means there's a likelihood, there's a possibility. I could potentially get hit by a car if I walk across the street the wrong way, or I don't wait for the light. Here you could potentially get the free shipping. Threshold just means there's an amount or a level or a limit that's on a scale. So when you reach that particular amount or level or limit, something happens. We don't know what, but something happens or changes at that point.
Exactly. So potential, of course, means it's possible to happen in the future. Here it's an adverb because we have the verb to reach. You could potentially reach the free shipping threshold. That's like a limit. If you cross over that limit or that barrier, then you can get this discount. You qualify for that discount. It could be free shipping, even out here to Taiwan from California or wherever.
Yeah.
And Cedric says, brilliant idea. That's an excellent idea. It's a fantastic idea. Let's reach out to our friends and see who else is interested. So reach out. Let's contact our other friends and see if they'd like to order something from overseas to qualify for this potential discount or this potential free shipping threshold. And indeed, you could work together with some of your friends and get some pretty good deals.
Yeah, so perfect, says Tiffany. She thinks it's great. I can't wait to grab the best bargains this Singles Day and Black Friday. Again, bargain here as a noun just means a cheaper price than you usually see or that you expect. If it's a verb, though, it just means two people kind of negotiate and come to an agreement upon a price. But here it is a noun, so it just means some good that's being sold cheaper than you usually expect to see. So right now we're going to listen to our Chinese teacher, guys, just one time, and then we'll be back to look at some of these useful expressions.
听众朋友大家好，我们今天又要开始进入这个多益单元了。多益单元其实蛮多对话，然后也有一些特别的内容，例如像11月我们都知道11月11号就是光棍节然后光棍节很多东西都特价，对不对？今天呢我们要看两个人在讨论了，他们呢就是 Tiffany 跟 Cedric， 他们要讨论什么呢？就是到底要怎么买最划算。好，我们看到第一个 Tiffany 他就提到光棍节，光棍节就在第一个 Tiffany 的第一句Singles Day， 这边的 single 指的是单身者啦所以单身的人很多在 S 复数 S 后面呢再打一个 plum， 表示所有单身的人的节日。光棍节要来啦，所以大家都想说要买点东西嘛。Tiffany 想要买什么呢？他在想说要买一双新的布鞋。那在这里可能要特别注意一下，第一个 Tiffany 第二句的这个 contemplate 这个动词其实就是 consider， 就是考虑一件事，可是特别注意它的用法。这个字呢，习惯后面会加名词或动词 ing， 也就是说考虑要做这件事情，因为我们中文说要做一件事，感觉好像是 to do something， 有一点不定词的概念。可是 contemplate 跟 consider 它后面都会习惯加动词 ing， 它只着重在考虑这一件事情，而不是要不要去做，要特别小心它的用法。好，接着 Cedric 当然也是呼应他也有东西想要买，他想要买的是 Air Force One， 而且是 limited edition 限量版的不过他这个时候呢，大家就会想说，哎呀，到底要不要趁光棍节的时候有很大的折扣呢？不过因为 Cedric 他有提到，他觉得虾皮的那个价格好像太高了，所以他们就想说，到底要从哪个这个平台来去买比较好一点。不过 Tiffany 这个时候就提到了，因为像我们一般人都觉得光棍节嘛，一定会有很多特别的折扣第二个 Tiffany 在这里提到的 enormous discount， enormous 指的是巨大的，那这个巨大的就是超大的折扣，就是不是只有打个9折或者是什么85折，搞不好是6折或7折都有可能。有时候我们会看到 big、good， 甚至是 massive， massive 都指的有程度上很多的意思。好，那么这时候 Cedric 就给他回应啦，其实卖家要从海外进口的话，他们也是要利润，所以不一定会特别便宜。我们来看进口这个字，在第二个 Cedric 叫做 import， import， 那如果是我们把东西出口出去，会叫做 export，export， 我这边都是动词的念法重音在第二音节。好，那当然还可能会有其他的选择或许会比较便宜一点的，所以 Tiffany 在第三个 Tiffany 这边第二句有没有其他的选择除了虾皮之外，我们特别注意 alternative 这个字。Alternative 就是一些另类的选择，当然这个选择你也有可能会用 choice， 会用 selection， S-E-L-E-C-T-I-O-N， 这些都是选择嘛。那如果不在虾皮那边买的话，还有地方比较便宜的吗？其实有第三个 Cedric 在这边他就特别提到了，知不知道我们有那种黑色星期五的促销其实在台湾的那个美式卖场，黑色星期五也有东西超便宜的，对不对？这里的黑色星期五，如果你不知道的话，在第三个 Cedric 这里第一句后面一点，最后面的地方 The Black Friday Sales， 黑色星期五的促销，在11月的某个黑色星期五就会有很多的折扣。好，所以这个时候呢，大概是 Cedric 想要从国外的网站上面，他在哪一个网站呢？他在第二句的地方提到一个 So Cheap Shopping， 他找到了一个7折的折扣。中文说7折，英文是 30% off。在这里 Cedric 第三个 Cedric 的第二句，在第三句的地方，我们也有看到At only 70% of the original price， 这里就有这种中文打7折的概念了，甚至还免运费呢。不过 Tiffany 这时候提出个疑问了，第四个 Tiffany 他就说 So cheap shopping， 在这个平台吗？我好像没有听过这是一个好的选择吗？在第四个 Tiffany 的第三句最后一个字的 option 又出现了，因为我们刚刚在第三个 Tiffany 这边看到一个 alternative， 它是选择之意。另外呢，第4个 Tiffany 的第3句最后面的 option， 它也有一个选择 choice 的意思，因为它的动词其实就出现在后面的第4句。他说我觉得我们应该要选一个比较知名的平台耶，选什么什么的那个选的动词在第4句出现 opt for something， opt 本身就有选择的意思，所以 option 才会是一个 selection。好，那像哪一些平台就很知名呢？像 Amazon 就很有名啊，亚马逊平台啊。当然在这句话当中，它是有一个限定用法的关系子句，先行词就是 Amazon， 而从 where 一直到句尾的地方是限定用法的关系子句。在这里的 where 指的是在 Amazon 这个平台里面，我们比较不可能会去买到 fake goods，就是所谓的假货啦，而且如果要退货啊，换货流程也是非常的 secure， 非常的安全哦。好，不过这个时候呢，第4个 Cedric 他就也有一些疑问了，可是价格会这么便宜吗？还有免运费吗？好，注意价格这个字哦，我们中文其实会讲很模糊啊，有这个价钱，可是有很便宜吗？如果是英文的 price， 那么价格很便宜就是价格很低，所以就会用 low。 在第4个 Cedric 第1句看到 But are the prices as low， 也是一样那么低吗？就如同 So Cheap Shopping 那边一样吗？好，那第5个 Tiffany 就说如果要整个 cost down 的话，其实我们可以来团到一个金额之后，搞不好就有免运费耶。好，这时候第5个 Tiffany 就还蛮重要的，因为我们常买东西都要去团嘛，那这个团真的可以用一个 group， 但是这个团呢，特别就是买东西要用的，所以在第5个 Tiffany 的第1句看到那个 purchasing group， 就是所谓的购物团的意思。反正 Amazon 什么东西都有买啊，那你喜欢买这个运动用品，我可能要买生活用品，他可能要买书，然后大家用一个人的名字来下一个比较大的订单，或许就可以得到 free shopping 这样子的一个好处。好，所以第5个 Cedric 我们看到的是他用 brilliant idea， 这主意真的很棒来回应。现在大家就要想说要怎么样来达到一个团购的门槛。当然最后面一个 Tiffany 我们看到一个关键字叫做 bargain。 bargain 的话呢，它其实就是讨价还价的意思，可是如果我们真的能团到一个金额的话，就可以免运费，这就是一个很好的 bargain。 明天我们还会继续看11月的购物节，我是安娜，我们明天见。
We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Okay, everybody, let's continue with our lesson. We're going to introduce some useful expressions to you, and those expressions are all about agreement. If somebody says something that you like or that you agree with, you can use some of these phrases, which we used in the conversation today. Brilliant idea. That's a good idea. My goodness, you have a really great idea there. So let's talk about some alternatives you can use when you express agreement. Number 1, you make a good point. Exercising daily does indeed promote good health. You make a good point. You could just shorten this to good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yes, I like your idea. I agree with you.
Yeah, that would be good. Good point. If you make a good point, you've presented some sort of reason or argument that makes sense to people, so they agree with you. And exercising daily does promote good health. That's a good idea. So, number 2, I'm glad to see we're on the same page regarding the project deadline. If you're on the same page with somebody, you're thinking the same sort of ideas, you have the same opinion. You could also say, I can see we're on the same wavelength. So you could use that as well. We're on the same page. We're on the same wavelength. You could say, I'm with you. Oh, I'm totally with you on that. So it just means you agree with them. You like their opinion or their idea for something.
You see eye to eye on something, you could also say that.
Yep.
And here's our third suggestion. Pizza for dinner? That's what I was thinking. You read my mind. I've been wanting it all day. So if you read someone's mind, you know what they're thinking. You're on the same wavelength. So here it's the past tense, of course. You read my mind. I suppose you could use the present tense if you're using present continuous. Oh, you're reading my mind. But most of the time we use it in the past tense. You read my mind. I've been wanting pizza all day long. And of course, there are some simpler ways to express agreement. You could say, oh, you bet, or right on, or I agree, or spot on.
Yeah.
Although we don't say spot on so much in the United States. But if you say it, people will understand you.
They will. Okay, we're moving on to our discussion question. Do you have any preferred online shopping websites, Tom?
Well, I used to buy stuff online more frequently. I used to buy stuff from Amazon.com quite frequently in the past before I started to get my music online. I used to order CDs, if any of you remember what those were. But later on, of course, I started to download, music files and ebooks.
Streaming.
Yeah, I guess I do order stuff online from Amazon, but they're ebooks, so they don't have to be shipped. So there's no shipping fee involved. They just send it right to you. But I suppose every once in a while I'll order a book, which I'd rather have in paper form. And yes, I'll probably order from Amazon or some other platform, which I'm not too sure about.
Well, here in Taiwan, I like to use Shopee. I've used Shopee before, PC Home, and Momo.com.tw. I'm on that a lot. So it's very convenient. I started it, of course, when we were having problems going into stores very easily because of COVID. But it's made things very convenient, but we also have a lot of kids that are delivering on bikes and going really fast and scooters, which makes it dangerous. So be careful out there if you're on a scooter and you've got some deliveries to make.
Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. Thanks for joining us, and please join us again next time for another edition of our program. From all of us here at English Digest, my name is Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.